This is The Struggle with Kit Mann.
Hi! I'm hungry. Really, really hungry. And this is The Struggle. The Struggle is a podcast about struggling. Today is day 2. We're almost finished with day 2 of a 4-day fast. And if you listen to the first 2 episodes, you listen to the pre-fast, and you listen to what it was like after day 1. Today is definitely different than yesterday. So, see, I can't even keep a straight thought in my head right now. So I have now fasted for, we're well over 24 hours. We're into about the 38-hour mark. No, more than that, like 40-hour mark right now. And today has definitely been a struggle. I had to make a little diary here of everything because I knew I wouldn't be able to keep my thoughts in order. So first thing I want to tell you, it says here on my notes, don't forget to ask people to subscribe. So please subscribe. Like, subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're listening on the podcast, on one of your podcast platforms, and you're getting the audio only, then please do whatever that particular platform forces you to do or asks you to do. Forces you at gunpoint. Like and subscribe. Every app is different. Some of them you subscribe, some you like, some you heart, some you give a thumbs up. They're all different. So please do whatever that is that you have to do on that one. We're on all the podcast platforms. If we're not there now, we will be by the end of the week. A few of them like Google Podcasts and I think TuneIn. Both of those take like 72 hours or something for the podcast to populate. But we're already on Apple. We're already on iHeartRadio. We're already on Amazon Music. We are already on all of the smaller ones like Stitcher and all those. So thanks for following along. And we're already on YouTube, as you can tell. Now, this part is for my wife because she asked me like 6 times yesterday, and I think she's worried that I'm going to get sued. So it's important that you talk to your physician before attempting a fast. Don't do it because I say it's good for you. The opinions of the host of this program may be bullshit. Okay. I'm telling you, this episode's going to be jacky because I have no idea what's happening. Let me do the science part of it, and then we will get into everything I've written down here on my little fasting diary. Once you pass 24 hours of fasting, your body enters what is known as a state of ketosis. We talked about ketosis a little bit yesterday, but in ketosis, you are reliant on burning your fat stores for energy. Okay? So all of the blubber that you've built up, no matter where it is, everybody. So men and women store fat differently, right? Men store fat in their gut and under their armpits first. Under here, right? You can always tell if somebody is in pretty good shape, but they've just let themselves go. If everything else looks good, but they've got a gut, it usually means they've been in pretty good shape most of their life and they just kind of either got older or let themselves go or whatever, as far as men go. Because it takes a lot longer to store body fat in other places. Like it takes a long time to store body fat in your butt and your legs. Women, however, I used to tell people at the gym, men store body fat from the waist up, women store body fat from the waist down. Typically, depending on how much body fat you have, of course. However, now that you're in the state of ketosis after what am I thinking of? Fasting for 24 hours or more, you're in a state of ketosis. You're reliant on the fat in your body to burn for energy, okay? So as these fat cells are broken down for energy, something called ketone bodies are created and released into your bloodstream. Now, ketone bodies act as fuel for your brain when the glucose is scarce. You can tell, so the longer you fast, the more the ketones are going to release. Right now, I don't have any glucose and my ketones are fairly low, so the fuel for my brain is not there. All right. Now, once you're cooking through these ketones, which is what you're doing when you've passed the 24-hour mark, eventually, hopefully by tomorrow, you get a huge upgrade in your brain power. Your cognitive performance issues, your mental clarity, energy, everything jumps up once more ketones are released into your bloodstream. Now, I'm not there yet. You're supposed to get this boost somewhere in that 36-hour mark. I haven't gotten it yet. Hopefully, I will be getting it soon. Now, because we're going to be at, by 9 o'clock tonight, we'll be at 48 hours. So I would assume that things are going to start getting better for me. Now, that's the science part. That's what happens after you pass the 24-hour mark. All right. Now, let me give you the real world stuff from my little real world. This is what happened to me diary. Okay. At about the 21-hour mark yesterday at 5 o'clock, it was dinner time. And that was really hard. Now, was it hard because I was overly hungry? Actually, no. It was hard because the routine of making dinner felt empty. So that made me realize that a lot of things that you struggle with on a fast or any drastic change in your life, a lot of the things that you struggle with are because you're outside of the routine. Not going down to make dinner felt weird because I do all the cooking in our house. 99.8% of it. And it felt incredibly strange at around 4:30 yesterday afternoon to not be prepping my dinner. And also, dinner time takes up a lot of social space. So my wife and I sort of sat on the couch yesterday drinking hot tea and sort of like, what are we supposed to do? It's not like, so we're not one of those couples where you have to struggle to talk. We talk to each other all the time, throughout the day, all day long, texting back and forth, calling. But we were sitting on the couch last night and we were literally like, what should we do? What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want? Like, there was nothing to do because we weren't eating dinner. So that was part of that struggle. Now, the hunger got bad at about 7 o'clock last night. That was right at the 24-hour marks, that 7 to 8 period. And that's when the hunger got really bad. I got lightheaded. I got a little pissy. Temperature regulation became a problem, too. I've been cold since last night at about 8 o'clock. One thing great about last night, though, is I got super tired super early, like I told you would probably happen in the other episode, and went right to sleep. I was asleep by 9:15, something like that, completely gone, and I slept until I got up this morning. In fact, I woke up this morning almost an hour before my alarm. My alarm usually goes off at 4:15 in the morning. I got up like at 3:20, 3:25, something like that. And you probably think to yourself, oh my God, that's horrible. You're up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, kind of, but I was rested. Like I was up and ready to go. Then, about 8:45 this morning, that's when the hunger really popped. That's when it really hit me. Once I crossed over that 30-hour mark, somewhere in that neighborhood, that's when I really started feeling the hunger. And the hunger took hold and really stuck with me until about noon today, that 36-hour mark. Or whatever it is. I can't do the math right now. And the hunger hit, and then it started to fade right then around that point. Now, right now, I'm feeling flighty, disconnected, sort of foggy. Everything feels weird. I did discover a few really interesting things that you probably don't. I didn't realize, even though I've done fasts before, I never did a fast before where I actually sat and wrote down and paid attention to all the things that were happening so that I could convey them to you. Now, one of the things I noticed is there's no dishes to do. We literally have just like 5 glasses in our sink. That's it. There's no dishes to do because we haven't had any food. But I'll tell you what, one thing I really noticed is you get to a point where you can't joke about food anymore. You know how yesterday in the other episode I was joking about eating sandwiches and drinking beer? You can't do that now because it just pisses you off. Like if somebody said to me, "Hey man, you want to go get a burger?" It would ooh. that would push me. That would push me too far. Too far. You can't joke about food at this point in the fast. Now maybe tomorrow I can joke about food again. Right now, I can't joke about food. Even my son, my oldest son, called and said he was getting ready to get off work, and he says, "Hey Dad, what are you guys doing tonight?" I said, I don't know. This is last night. I said, "I don't know. Not much. What's up?" And he goes, "I was just wondering if maybe you guys would like to go out and get a beer." And I just sat there for a minute. I was like, "Really? Really?" And he's like, "Really what?" And I go, "I'm fasting." And he goes, "Oh, damn. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit." Like he felt bad. But man, just even asking me if I wanted to go out and get a beer, I was like, ooh. Yes, I do. But right now, the thought of somebody teasing me about food, that's like there's some emotional stuff going on in my head that I don't think that would go well for anybody. That would be a bad thing. Now, once you get past that though, there is another kind of a funny thing that I realized today. I kept going to the refrigerator and just opening the door and then just staring in there. And then I go, what am I doing? I can't have any of this. And then I close it and walk away and go do something else. I was looking, I told you yesterday, one of the best ways to help with your fast is to stay busy. So today I did like chores. I took tires to go be recycled, and then I took a bunch of cans to the Cans for Kids thing to be recycled, and I filled up my truck with cardboard to be recycled. Even though it's snowing a blizzard outside right now, I found stuff to do. But I kept opening the refrigerator and the pantry and just kind of looking in there and thinking to myself, what are you doing? Why are you standing here looking in the refrigerator? It's not like I was looking for something. It was just a habit, I guess, or a boredom thing, or my body was triggering food, being triggered by food. Here's a funny thing that happened last night. As I was we were hitting that 24-hour point, like I told you, and I was feeling super hungry. We got ready for bed, and I was brushing my teeth, and I got this new toothpaste. And it is a charcoal and ginger oil with just a touch of mint. Just a touch of mint. And it was the best tasting thing I ever had in my whole life. I was brushing my teeth and I took my toothbrush out and I was like, said to my wife, I go, you've got to try this. This is the best tasting toothpaste ever. I don't know if if it really does taste that good. But then today, kind of in that same realm of thought, today I was thinking to myself, when I looked in my pantry, I saw a bag of mixed nuts. And I thought, man, those look good. It makes you appreciate food more. You ever watch a movie like where people are like stranded in the mountains and they're trying to get down and they haven't eaten in 4 days and they start eating crickets and whatnot? Or Man versus Wild or any of those shows? And you think to yourself, oh, shit, I'm not eating crickets. I'm never going to be that hungry. Listen, man, it only takes like 36 hours before you think to yourself, there is not a bug on this planet I wouldn't eat right now. When you haven't eaten in 36 hours, everything sounds good. I don't even like most seafood, but I would suck on an octopus right now. I would, those tentacles would go right down my throat. I would eat anything you put in front of me right now. Anything. I wouldn't care. I'd just go, you think that okay, and I would eat it. So I think it's going to make you appreciate food a lot more. I can tell you after I've done fast in the past, the fasty in the pasty, I can tell you that I have appreciated the breakfast, the break fast. That's why it's called breakfast, right? You do know that. Am I enlightening anybody? Breakfast is called breakfast because it's a break fast. That's when when you go through a long fast, the Jewish peoples are the ones that invented the word. And then they break the fast with a breakfast. That's why it's called breakfast, break fast. Get it? Okay. Anyway, we're not going to break ours with a breakfast. We are going to break ours with a dinner because that's when we started ours. And I say that, but we may, I don't know. That's Saturday night. I'm talking to you on Thursday, and I still don't get to eat until Saturday night. That in itself sounds fucking kooky to me. As hungry as I am right now, and I know the hunger is going to fade, and tomorrow it's probably going to be a completely different scenario. I'll probably cruise right on through Friday and Saturday. But right now, as I talk to you, the thought of going 48 more hours without food, I can't even fathom it. You know how when you take a long road trip and you've been traveling maybe you're going across the country and you've been traveling for like 8 hours or 9 hours in the car or 10 hours in the car, and you're starting to think about stopping to get a hotel, and you think to yourself, nah, I can keep going. How much further do we have to go? Oh, we still won't be there by this time tomorrow night. And that's when you go, oh, what? That's how I feel right now. That I still am not quite to the halfway point yet. So somebody asked yesterday, it might have been my son, I don't recall who it was, I think it was him, that said, if I wanted to start a fast but I don't want to do 4 days, is 24 hours even worth it? Yeah, 24 hours is worth it. Go back and listen to what happens in that first 24 hours, and you will see. You can get into ketosis. I mean, by the way, I woke up this morning and got on the scale, and I lost 3.5 pounds overnight. Now, it's just water weight. I get that. But weight is weight, right? Weight is weight. Bloat is bloat. Whatever makes you feel better, whatever makes your clothes fit better. You don't do the fast simply to lose weight, but what it is good for, as far as weight loss goes, is really giving you that jump start. Now, if you do a fast, and let's say over 4 days you lose 7 or 8 pounds, okay? You're going to put all that back on if you go back to eating like a filthy animal. But if you go back to eating roughage and fruits and vegetables and high-quality proteins, nuts and seeds, et cetera, and stay away from the processed crap, well, then you're going to be able to keep it off. It's a good kickstart. I know people that have done 4-day fasts before and have lost, believe it or not, this sounds crazy, but I know people that have lost 17, 18, 19 pounds in a 4-day fast. Now, these were people that could lose that much weight, right? Like, if you're already kind of in shape, you're not going to lose that much because your body just can't lose it that fast. But if your BMI is over 35 or something like that, you can definitely lose significant amount of weight while you do a fast. I lost 3.5 pounds yesterday. I'm anxious to get on the scale tomorrow and see where I am. I anticipate in this 4 days that I'll lose somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 to 10 pounds. But that's not why I'm doing it. We're doing it to kill the zombie cells, which we talked about yesterday. I'm doing it to help with my inflammation, which I've had some issues with. And also, when we talked yesterday about inflammation, we talked about sinuses and how you can have the sniffles even if you don't have a cold or allergies because of inflammation in your body. That was my problem. I had gone days with, I bet I'd gone 2 months with a sniffle in my left nostril. That's now gone after just where we're at 30-something hours. That sniffle is now gone. So that's pretty cool. I still feel a little drained as far as inflammation goes, my muscles, my joints and things. But I can tell there's changes going on in my body and in my bloodstream. All right? So that is where we are on episode 3. It's hard for me to keep this straight in my head right now. Episode 3 of the podcast, but day 2 of the fast. Please join us. I know I forgot to bring this up, and I'm going to get, my brain's not working right now. But please join us on fitbodyspace.com. If you would like to join a social network that's got nothing to do with yelling at each other or politics or screaming that my way of thinking is better than your way of thinking. If you just want to communicate with people that are also going through fitness, health, and weight loss issues, or whatever. Maybe you're already in shape and you're training for something and you want to meet other people to hold you accountable. Fitbodyspace.com. It is a mini social network. It works a lot like Twitter. You can post pictures, you can post links, you can post video, you can chat back and forth. It's a pretty cool setup. We've partnered with the Mighty Networks in order to bring this to you. So please go check it out, fitbodyspace.com. And thank you for watching The Struggle. I know it's a little bit of a shorter episode today, but truthfully, my brain, I don't think can handle that much more anyway. I'm sort of sitting here like just kind of going, well, I guess we're done. I guess that's the end. So if we're at that point, like anything, like if you're sitting at your job and you're like, oh, God, I guess that's the end of this, you're done. There's a great saying that if somebody asks you if you are through with the whatever it is, are you done? Are you done at that job? Do you hate that job? If you have to think about it, you're done. Because if you love your job, you go, no, I love my job. But if you go, I don't know, then you're done. It's over. You hate your job. Out. If you get to the end of a podcast and you're not sure if you should stop or not, you should stop. So that's what we're doing. We're going to stop right now. The next episode will be posted tomorrow. Hopefully day 3 will be a little more cognitive. I'll have some clarity. We won't be so scattered, and I won't be so hungry. But I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching and listening to The Struggle. Go join us on fitbodyspace.com. Peace.
This is The Struggle with Kit Mann.